Some positivity for your Tuesday. A cat lost for 5 years will soon reunite with her owner, who lives thousands of miles away. Olga Higas lost her cat Trixie back in 2020 while living in Montague, just months before she moved back home to Germany. But a few days ago, Olga got a life-changing call. Someone brought Trixie into Oceana County Animal Friends and scanned her microchip.
She was brought to us by a family who had been taking care of her for 6 months. And they've been feeding her, and she was in their house, so we knew she was safe. But so we weren't like super anxious to get her out of there, But then we talked to her, talked to them, and they just said she wasn't getting along with their cats. I think they have 5 other cats. So I was like, all right, you're doing your part to help with the cat population. So let me see if I can take her and find her a home. So then I took her in, and then we took her to the vet, to CSNP in Grand Rapids, to get her spayed. Wasn't sure of her age or anything of that stuff. Well, they called us and said, well, she's already spayed and she's microchipped. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So they gave me the microchip information. And so then I called Home Again, I think is what it was, called that company, and they looked it up, and they're like, oh, we have the number of the person that owned her. And it was like an international number. And I was like, well, that's not going to work. Like, I'm not calling some international, this can't be right. And then they gave me a number of a lady in Montague. So I was like, well, that makes more sense, right? Montague, Michigan, we're closer. And then an email address of the owner. Her name is Olga. And so they said in the notes, the comments, it said, been missing since 2020. 2020. And I'm like, you are not serious. 5 years. 5 years this cat's been missing. So I left a message for the Montague lady, and then I emailed Olga, and then Olga called me. So she called me from Germany, and she's like, oh my God, this is my cat. Her name is Trixie. She has been missing. She was, it was 2020 COVID year, and her husband lost his job, and they had moved here to work, and then he lost his job. So then they had to go back to Germany. Well, during the move and getting ready and stuff like that, she had snuck out. But then they were around for like 2 months after that, and they just couldn't find her. For like 2 months, they looked for her. And it sounds like they had a multiple other cats too, but they were taking all with them. Everybody was going to Germany, right? But they're like, well, so they looked for her for 2 months, and then they're like, we have to move. So they moved. And so she was 2 years old at that time. So now 5 years later, she gets found by this family.
Wow, what a story. Well, Olga is now making plans to travel here to West Michigan to reunite with Trixie and take her home to Germany.
Oh.
I mean, just so incredible. Amber, this is why they always stress get your pets microchipped.
Yeah.
I mean, you just never know in what way that can come back around and help you in a situation like this.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that it worked out too, where 5 years down the road, they were still able to get her scanned for the microchip.
Yes.
And also say, we know exactly who to contact. I love too that she said, we're bringing all the cats over to Germany. Now Trixie gets to be an international little cat
Yes.
as well, which is so sweet.
Even Trixie, I mean, Olga over in Germany now could have said, all right, I'm so glad you found her, but look, we're over across the globe now. What can you do to find her a great home? She's like, no, Trixie's mine. I'm coming to get her.
Like 5 years down the road, no. She's still, she's a part of the family. We've been looking for her.
And we are going to reunite. Yeah,
absolutely. Definitely interested to see what she's been up to these past 5 years, though. I think that she's probably gotten into some interesting stuff.